have a half an hour left for our usual APLGO hour. So we have Tammy, Michelle, Amanda. I don't know if Rosemary's going to join us or not. So APLGO is one of our favorite products. So we want to talk about this. Is the theme here is longevity and vitality. So you know what's funny is we've either put our hearts on our hands on our hearts, or we've done a meditation this entire time. Like every speaker has done a meditation this time, so we're going to skip over that. I was actually going to do one, and I thought, you know what, it's okay, let Douglas speak longer. It's a little bit different. So we are going to speak a little bit about our products, because our products are made from the DNA of the plant, which of course is very important to me. I'm a doctor of metaphysics. I see a lot of clients. I do a lot of healing. I do a lot of personal one-on-one healing, a ton of coaching. I've been coaching for nearly 40 years, and I absolutely love it. And so I like to practice just like when you go see the doctor for this, that, or the other, he gives you a prescription, right? So I like sending people home with these, but mine are more interesting because here is happy. Isn't it more fun to go home with happy than it is? I don't know. I don't even know, can't even think of the name of any particular kind of medicine. This is going to make you happy. We just talked about happiness and smiling and laughing and how important this is. Amanda, I know you've used this. I don't use happy a ton, but I do sometimes. I will have it. Like, let's say you're tired, you've been working the whole day, but now you have to go to an event. And not that I have trouble, speaking to people or being happy in general. It just, I don't know, it just helps. Really. I've lived, for 61 years without it. And now, of course, I have it. So now it's kind of fun to take. But it does take the edge off. But I'm going to let Amanda talk about this a little more, because I know she takes it. And we've had some very good results with this, not just with Amanda, but other people. So if you suffer from anxiety, and I cannot find for the life of me a relax right now, but relax, and this particular, I'm sure somebody has it, so they'll show it. There it is. Tammy's got the relax. So a relax and one of these will completely take the edge off, and you'll calm down. Your whole nervous system will completely calm down. So there you go. That's what I have to say about that. I'm going to pass it over to Amanda. Amanda, tell us all about happy.
Thanks, Marianne, for having me here. And yeah, the happy is one of my favorite products. As somebody who had anxiety, trouble kind of calming down, grounding my thoughts at times. So when I started APLGO, I originally started with a couple of other products, but then I realized I really liked this one. And I take this one a lot in the car, or if I know that I'm going in somewhere that's going to be a lot of people, a lot of noise, a lot of energy, I might take this one. And I also take the relax at night. So I actually track my sleeping from my phone app, and I was taking the happy twice a day and the relax once at night. And so when I started tracking, what I noticed is I was getting a better quality of sleep, a much deeper level of sleep. And I was visually able to track that and see that. So I know that it works really well. So people who can't settle down before bed, if you're a writer, you probably know what I'm talking about. You're in bed and you're, going kind of crazy thinking about your next book and what you're doing. That's a great product for people like that, that can't settle down. So Happy is one of my favorite products, and of course the STP, that's my second favorite product. And that one actually helped me get off energy drinks. And I was someone that drank those quite a bit. And I was heavily addicted to them. And I had mentioned it to Marianne probably about a year and a half ago. That's how long I've been taking the product now. And When I had started them, I originally was just starting them because I thought they were really cool, like all the nutrients in a candy. I liked the idea, but I didn't know I was going to have the results that I did. So now I work out every day, no energy drinks. So I've had really great success with all of the products, but those are my two top favorite ones. So thank you, Marianne.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. I want to talk about this one because we don't often talk about this one, but I did briefly have to mention it for circulation when we were talking about power for men and power for women. If anyone has one of those, I don't seem to have it like right here, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, in conjunction with that, this is the perfect match. So the HRT is for the heart. It's designed for anything and everything to do with the heart. But I find for myself, I don't have any particular heart issues, or maybe I don't have any because I've been taking this now for 2 years, almost 3. It's coming up to almost 3. But it's also great for your circulation, which is pretty much anyone who's getting older. And if you have any kind of blood sugar issues at all, I'm a little bit insulin resistant. So for me, this comes in handy. Because sometimes you just don't get outside, and living in Canada, we have such spectacular weather. Sometimes it goes from one extreme to the other. Either it's scorching hot and I can't go outside for too long because it can't breathe out there, or it is freezing flippin' cold. And there's another reason I'm not going to go outside as much. So there's not a ton of cardio going on. I'm not a big gym bunny. I spent a lot of years of my life in the gym. I like walking outside in the fresh air being key with my dog. So that and my yoga are non-negotiable. They have to happen or else. But this also will help. So we were earlier talking about how I was starting to take methylene blue. And methylene blue, there's a book by, I cannot again remember his name, but I will look it up, and it's right here because I'm actually right in the process of listening to it. It's Mark Sloan, and he starts very early on in the book, starts talking about men who are taking Viagra. And we have power for men, and we were saying how Dr. Grant was saying, it's all about circulation. That's what it's about. So I said, well, if you add this to the power for men, you're going to get some good results. That's all I'm going to say. Things are going to happen. Let's just leave it at that. And I did want to bring that up, not just for that point, but for other reasons. This also works on good blood pressure. It helps to balance out blood pressure. So if it's too high or too low, this will help put it in its place where it goes. I do, on that note, want to mention the blood sugar. So this is a natural candy have you ever heard of that? A candy that will actually lower your blood sugar. So if you do have it slightly higher, so insulin resistant, usually in the morning, I have an issue with my blood. If I have any issues, sometimes I don't. You can absolutely control it with, or I can absolutely control it with food or the lack of the night before. Sometimes I get carried away. Like I bought myself these beautiful cherries in a place called Farm Boy. You're welcome, Farm Boy. And they're so juicy and beautiful. The other day I ate half of the bag, right? Like the bag is this big. That's a lot of cherries for me to eat. Like, but I was eating them like, I don't know, like you would eat chips. So I'd rather eat the cherries than the chips. And cherries, by the way, are good for your heart anyway. So, and again, I don't really have heart issues. But yeah, they're just amazing, right? And so, but hey, they're still a fruit and they're going to have a little higher sugar. So my blood sugar the next day was a tiny bit, but not like, not like if I had eaten chips or cookies or something, which I don't do anymore. But I have done that before, and I know I'm not by myself. So there's that. What would you like to share, Tammy? I know you have some really great products that you use.
Yes. I was just laughing when you were talking about the Power for Men, HRT, trying to keep this, kind of PG
Yes,
for
thank you.
people that don't really didn't follow that. First, Marianne, I have to say thank you for introducing these products to me. I was that girl that uh, didn't feel there was anything wrong with me.
Mhm.
Going like the Energizer Black Bunny. And started taking these supplements, and I was like, okay, yeah, some feel different. And then just by osmosis of my son, being really anxious going back to school. I think it was around that time that I actually started to give it to him, and he found a great difference in terms of his sleep, and he was going to sleep just like a little baby again, being 12 years old or 13. And then my husband driving a truck, he has to sit still, be very alert, doing 12-hour shifts across Ontario. And of course, and he's 6'7", so he's not the typical height of or size of a truck driver. He's a basketball player looker, you know. So he had to be stiff and stay all the time in the one spot. And he found a huge difference with STP, and also Power for Men he found as well. So for myself personally, I noticed a difference with GRW. Yeah, GRW and also SLD. They're not supposed to make you reduce in inches, but I did find about 6 weeks I reduced about 5 and 6 inches, just from those two alone, which I understand now from getting on all the different training sessions. A lot of it has to do with inflammation that I was carrying. And so my go-tos, similar to Amanda, I love all the products. The problem is that I just eat them like they're candies. So I can look at a whole month supply and it's like, oh gosh, I ate them in a week because they taste so delicious. So I used to have a jar here of Jubes and Skittles, but now they're filled up with SLD and BRN. So my SLD, I didn't take it yet. My BRN, these two are great because as a mom, as a wife, and all the other hats that I wear, I noticed that I need to have more focus. And also the memory. I don't know if anyone, I was saying, where's my phone? And my phone's in my purse. So lots of things. This has been very helpful. Now, having a late night out, which I said to you, being out late last night, and I was so excited about having such a fun time. I said I better take this relax. You know what I noticed? These products know what your body needs.
Mhm.
We don't even. It's great that we have little the little questions about, do you need help with this or do you need help with that? But I can tell you, without even understanding the whole science behind all of this, just talking to a Marianne, Amanda, anybody here can tell you different things about it, and the website is fantastic. I figure out that the products know what my body needs, so I need a really good restful sleep, and I get it just by taking this. Without taking it, I'm probably wondering my head, brain, trying to figure out what to do, hopping on my emails and things like that, which I'm supposed to be sleeping. So I'm so happy for these things. Like, I can't even tell you enough about them. And they taste so good. I have to kind of hide 2 boxes away from my husband and our kid because he just keeps popping them. I'm like, guy, we just bought these last week. Now there's like only one sleeve left. So on that note, I'm going to take my SLD. This one here is helping out with inflammation. I noticed that my wrists as well, I had measured my wrists because I want to see if it's going in all, like, is the reduction, inflammation going everywhere? And it is. So my wrists now are much more tinier than before. I hope the rest of my body can catch up to it. I did the metabolic reset, and I've been on the PFT, which is fantastic as well. So they all have worked for me. I sometimes feel like, even though I have stopped taking them, that it's still working in my body. I don't understand. My appetite is not the same as before. My energy is more. I mean, I'm happier than before. And Marianne, I'm drug
Happy to
happy.
begin with.
you know,
Happy to begin with.
yeah, without the drugs. But yeah, so this is these are my go-tos. I love them all, honestly and truly. So yeah, long live APLGO and all of us.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. Very true. So I just want to say PFT. I don't know why I don't have one handy to show you, but I don't. If somebody does, please show it. I know, Michelle, you just got some, right? So there it is. So PFT, when we first got it last year, I had signed up for the testing, for the test subjects. So they gave us 5 boxes. That was part of the thing. And I had to go out and buy one of those super high-tech scales that has your visceral fat, body, like all the numbers that I don't want to know. And so all those numbers. And I still have it. Of course, it's wonderful. And plus it cost $150. So I better still keep it. So I lost 16 pounds. That was that was 1 month. And I had a wedding at the end of the month. So I totally ate stuff. It was a Croatian wedding. I'm Croatian, so we have a lot of really good food, and that's what it was. And I had some, and so what? And so I probably would have lost probably closer to 20 had I not, because I did take some stuff home. So it wasn't just 1 day, it was 2. Oh, well. It was probably more like 2.5 because I took a lot of stuff home. I took the desserts home, which I'm a bit of a sweetaholic, and have totally let go of that now. I just recently went to a wedding and didn't take anything home. I went to a party, didn't take anything home. That's the only way to keep it out of my mouth is to not take it home. So that was me. I just did it again. And I lost 13 pounds. Same thing. I did have something to go, but this was about 2.5, almost 3 months ago that I did. So 13 pounds. It was a short month. It wasn't February, so I don't know. Anyways, it was good. I wasn't probably as diligent as I was the first time, but yeah, 13 pounds, 13.5, actually. It was almost 14 pounds. So I guess I came pretty close, 16, 14, That's pretty good for not really watching what I ate, and for still enjoying parties and stuff. So I just, now I have a new rule. I just don't take anything home. But yeah, very good, very good. I just did it again, and it works on the visceral fat. So it will definitely, I think you absolutely have to take this, which works on your microbiome and kills off parasites. And Candida, by the way, is a parasite. And this one with the liver, we have to clean out our liver. I don't care who you are. By the time you get to 50, 60, your liver has something to say to you. And it's going to be stop eating this, that, or the other, or drinking. It's not just about alcohol. It's about anything. You can have a fatty liver from eating too much sugar. You can have it from, in fact, you're more than likely to have it, because when you think about alcohol is sugar, right? So anyhow, yeah, so it was really good. And I just went on a thing. I continued my 13 pounds and I went up to 19 pounds. And then the long weekend came along. And I was really good sugar-wise. I wasn't my crazy self, but I did have some barbecuing. I live in a condo, so whenever I get a chance to eat barbecue, I like it. But most people cook with a little bit more salt than I do. So it's just water retention. I know that's all it is. Never mind the burger and the hot dog I had and the steak. Not in one day, but anyways, it was all good. So Michelle, what do you want to share with us, honey? What's your favorite?
Well, I love them all and they're delicious. And so I have them, like I'm in New York, so I brought all of them with me. Dr. Marianne, you'd be so proud that I was like, I cannot leave home without these babies. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I just I just took a brain.
Nice.
I just got those ones, but I haven't tried. Like, I think this is only the second one I took. But anyway, I love them all. I never leave anywhere without ice,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I'm traveling. Um,
Tell us
and
what ice does. It's a
oh my
digestive
gosh, if
enzyme.
you have a stomach ache, if you have heartburn, if you have anything with going on with your stomach, just
Mhm.
pop one of those babies, and within seconds, you're like, ah, I'm all better. So I bring them everywhere with me. And I just started the PFT, so I don't know what the results are going to be. But I do know that I am eat intermediate fasting.
Mhm.
And when I take the PFTs,
Mhm.
Like I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
So that's a huge help.
It does. It does lower the hunger level. It also takes away a lot of the cravings for junk food, as does this, as does the
Wait, what's that one? I can't see.
HPR. Sorry,
Oh,
HPR.
I forgot that one. It's at home. I don't know how I
It's
forgot
for
it.
liver balancing, so it's imperative. This PFT and this, I like, you have to have those three together for the weight loss, for it to be really, really well done. And this, so when we did, I just want to say this part, when we got the PFT and we were doing the test thing, there was 39 of us doing it. We all had to take what is called the metabolic reset for the whole month before that. So it's a month supply of basically just healing up your metabolism. And this also takes away a lot of the sugar cravings. So not only does it take down your blood sugar level if you need to, it also takes down your cravings for sugar. So if I really have a hardcore craving, I can't help myself, but I don't really want to have it because now it's 10 o'clock at night, then I'll take one of these. But I mean, that doesn't even happen hardly anymore. I cleaned up quite a bit, you know, and so all the products are amazing. Anyways, sorry, please continue, Michelle.
Wow, I didn't know that about that one for the blood for the sugar thing.
Yeah.
And I have to get the heart one.
Oh, the
I need
heart
the
is
heart one.
great.
Yeah, so we'll have to get that.
The heart
Yeah,
is really great.
and it's good to know that you can take like as many as you want.
Yeah, you can. And we've even accidentally had children take them, like an entire box. And one of our girls, her daughter or son, I can't remember what she has. Anyways, the child took the whole box. Somebody I know also took the whole box, and they're like calling me going, okay, nothing's going to happen. And I go, I don't think so. You might have some detox symptoms. You might throw up. You might have the other D word, but you should be okay. So it's like eating like a whole ton of apples or a whole ton of grapes or bananas or something. Yeah. But I do want to mention this product before, I don't even know what time it is. Okay, we got a little bit of time. This particular product is relatively new. It is a stem cell regenerator, resetter, regenerator, telomere extender. For those of you who don't know what telomeres are, I'm sure everyone by now has heard stem cells. So stem cell regenerator in a candy form. Who doesn't want this? So we were sitting around trying to, because, you know, products like this are hard to measure specifically. Like you can go and take one of those blood sugar measures. You can measure your blood sugar, your blood pressure. You can measure yourself. How much weight did you lose? This is a little tougher to measure. We were all sitting around the pool and we went to, I think it was Arizona or Dominican, I can't remember. I just won my 6th trip with the company, and it's to Greece. It's a cruise to Greece. So Greece and one day in Bari, Italy. So I've been to Italy several times, never to Bari. So I'm super excited, and I've never been to Greece. So that's going to be very exciting, especially when it's free. Like, come on. We as entrepreneurs have to pay for literally everything we have, right? Everything, like everything. You want to buy a pencil, we have to do that. We have to pay for it. This is amazing. The whole company is amazing. Getting a free trip. Oh my gosh. Something I don't have to pay for. How beautiful is that? But so we were sitting around the pool going, I don't know what it is. We can't really put our finger on it per se. We just know that this product makes us feel better. That's it. That's all we know. It's a stem cell regenerator. We think we have more energy. Our skin feels firmer and better. Our memory is better. Telomeres are the endings of your nerve. It's kind of like shoelaces and nerves, right? So the telomeres would be the little plastic things at the end. So as we get older, telomeres get shorter and shorter and shorter. And when you have like hardly any telomere left, that would be dementia. That's kind of how dementia happens. And so this is a really great preventative, just in general. Tammy, where's that I'm just trying to think of, oh, I have a brain. Excellent. I have a brain. That came out great. That came out very well. I have a brain. That one looks better because I like to take the plastic off because look how shiny it is. It's hard to show it. Keep that up just for a minute. So I just want to tell you about this product. I've had some incredibly amazing results with this product. Oh my gosh. I had my friend's mom's sister who has very advanced Alzheimer's. And for 2 years, she hasn't been able to recognize her at all. She comes into the house, she says hi, she's polite-ish. She's, I don't know if you know anything about dementia, sometimes people get a little aggressive. And I know a lot about dementia. Both of my parents had dementia. My mother had it for a very long time. She had it for 10 full years, if not a little longer. My dad got it more, they're calling dementia like diabetes 3. He would more fall into that category. He was diabetic and then ended up with dementia for the last 3-4 years before he passed. Mind you, he was a lot older. And I believe that it was from a result. He really did like his sweets. And my mom, not so much. So she doesn't fall into that category. Anyway, so we had been taking the BRN for the brain, and so had my friend's mom. So she shared some with her sister, and also with her other sister who was taking care of her. And she started taking it, I think she was about 4 or 5 days into it. She was taking 3 a day. So morning, noon, and night. And she was much more manageable, by the way. So she could actually feed her and do all this. But she was also, I don't know, we don't know exactly when this kicked in, but she came, my friend's mom's, she walked into the house and she's like, oh, it's you. And she recognized her, and they sat down and they spoke for like 2, maybe 2.5 hours. Probably it was already time for her to take the next one. And she was like, oh my God, she goes, this is so amazing. It actually gave me time with my sister. Like I couldn't believe it. And then one time, so again, back to the whole idea of the aggression and everything, she came in and one day her other sister who takes care of her had to go somewhere, so she had to spend the entire day with her, and she was trying to get her to take these, and she couldn't do it because she would give them to her and she would throw them. So she had they got up to about 5, and she found, you could put it down, Tammy, if your hand's sore. And she was throwing them all over the place. And so the lady, the other sister went around and picked them up, and she put them out on the table, and she's like, okay, well, I got to get her to take this or she's never going to eat. She won't do anything. Like she's like quite a bit out of control. So she left them there on the table, went to go get, I guess, I don't know what, like some water or tea or something. And this one goes, oh, what's this? The lady with dementia, and takes all 5 of them and puts them all into her mouth. And she goes, oh, and then she calls me up and she goes, is she going to be okay? I go, yeah, she's going to be just fine. I go, she'll probably remember a whole bunch of stuff. And no joke, they sat down, they started talking. They're both from Indonesia. That's where they're both from. They came here as very young ladies. And she started naming places where they would go to when they were kids. She could remember all kinds of things. She goes, we spoke for 5 hours. 5 hours, we sat at the kitchen table and we spoke. And she goes, all I did was, she ate and, they made tea. And she goes, for as long as she was willing to talk to me, she goes, I was willing to sit there and listen to her. It was such a pleasure. And she goes, I'm so glad I had this time with her. I mean, now we can't, the product's not going to take dementia away. So we wouldn't make any claims like that. But for whatever reason, it gave her a bit of clarity. It gave her a few hours of clarity. The only sad thing here is, with the dementia, because she got clarity, she kind of looked at her sister and she goes, what's wrong with me? So that was a little bit of the sort of sad part, but she goes, that also disappeared really fast because, you know, she's back to her normal self, but it does help, and it does bring back a little bit. And I'm not saying that's what it's going to do for everyone, but that's what it did for her. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then, of course, we've got kids with ADD, ADHD, you know, students that are studying. If you're doing a lot of any kind of cerebral activity, this is phenomenal. We've had great results. Menopause, diabetes, brain fog. I have a lot of diabetes clients. I have a lot of menopausal women because I went through menopause. So that was kind of fun. Glad it's mostly over. And yeah, so it's great. And I don't know, I can't recommend it enough. So I don't know what else to talk about. Tammy, did I miss something?
No, the thing with these products is that we can talk about this forever because there's so many benefits, and some of the things I think people are just realizing, like, wow, now they're able to bend over a bit more and without feeling irritated, or, you know, they're feeling that their eyesight is better. You know, it's all of these products, even like for just the regular daily expelling. You know, a lot of people are feeling like, wow, you know, they're expelling more than before, and it's because of the products. We could talk about this forever.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the skin, like noticing your skin is a little bit better. Like, no one, people trying to figure out how old you are from taking these. It's like, I'm not doing anything different. I you know, yeah, we have a skincare line, which I love doing it. But when I didn't have the skincare line that we offer, it was these supplements, you know, that I was taking, and I attribute it all to that. You know,
And
hair. Oh my goodness, look how much our hair has grown from these products, and we already had a good head of hair, you and I,
there's the
before.
GRW. Why don't I have one
Yeah,
hand?
I have it here, but if I get down and get this, I'm gonna probably shift my chair, so I don't know.
Okay. No, I
I have
don't.
it
I don't know
sitting
where
here.
it is. I did want to show the SLD because this is one of
Yes.
the one products. It's so
Yeah.
important. And I'll get back to GRW again, but this is an anti-inflammatory second to none. I'm just telling you right now. This will take away anything. I'm going to tell you what a great telephone user I am. So I was actually on one of the cruises to Dubai that I won, and I went like this with my phone. I was lying down and I was holding it down like this, staring at me while I was in bed, and it fell. It fell right onto my lip and gave me a fat lip. I gave myself a fat lip right here. I showed up to a meeting around the pool that we were having, and one of the guys said to me, he goes, take the SLD, the one candy, wet it, and then put it right on there. I did that, and in half an hour, the whole thing was gone. Everything was done. Everything was cleaned up and awesome. Thank you so much for the grow. And that's the power of the SLD. The grow is what makes your hair grow. Hair and nails, and it also boosts your immune system. And I think you got this in your package, Kathy, as well. I'm not sure. And thank you for joining us. Hi, Kathy. She's our fairy gold mother. And so that one and BTY, which I also don't have handy for some reason, those two are what make my hair grow. Hair, sometimes I have to use a hairspray to get it down because there's so many little hairs, because there's all this new hair growing. As you know, anyone who's hit menopause, you tend to lose a lot of hair. It just falls out. It just does. And that's it. Like, that's it. But the grow helps, and it makes my nails grow, which is, you know, makes for a frequent pedicure. That's okay. If that's the worst of it, I'm okay with that. And hair. So, you know what, great products. And I just want to say about the grow in 2020, when everything was about your immune system, literally everything, that's all we talked about. GRW won an award out of 423 products for #1 immune booster. Yep, that's the one. And it comes from Eastern Europe. It's manufactured there, where they have higher standards and less, not that there are any toxins in here, but they just don't allow certain things in Europe, and then Eastern Europe being even more pickier. So that's fantastic. So thank you so much, Tammy. And we're going to conclude our little APLGO hour.